Hi, I'm in conversation with Martin Male. I am Tamra Solves. Martin is a child activist in Uganda and manages a large charity called Chances for Children. Last week, Martin and I discussed what he values in terms of life and what he treasures. And this week, we're going to expand on this subject. What I recall from last week is Martin said that he values life. Is that correct? Because you see so much death around you?
Yeah, correct.
Yes. So, and excuse if you hear noise in the background, there's nothing Martin can do. He's filming outside and there's construction that just happened to start at the same time. So please excuse the noise. So Martin, is there anything that you would like to expand on that subject of what you value and what you treasure? Or is there something about the life in Uganda and where you are living that you would like to get across to Europeans and Americans and Westerners in general?
Yeah. Hello, greetings from me. Once again, my name is Martin, like Tammy has already told you. So now today, like we are speaking about how much I treasure life here in Uganda. I just thought I can let the world know how we have different lives here in Uganda. So you might be knowing already that Uganda is one of the countries maybe in Africa that has a lot of street children and also a very big number of orphans due to different circumstances. So I feel like, Tammy, we should tell our followers, tell them more about how children end up on the streets. Why do we have a very big number of children on the streets, and how come Uganda is so much into charity work? Maybe I think it's something people would like to know about.
That's a wonderful idea. I think that's a subject that we should touch on because as Martin has said, he has informed me about the numerous children on the streets. And what he is doing with this charity is providing the children an opportunity to receive shelter and as well as schooling. Is that correct?
Yeah, plus medical.
Okay, and medical.
You can call it a normal life in general.
A normal life.
Yes.
And
because of the streets, life is not normal at all.
Can you tell everyone first? Let's begin with how do most kids end up on the streets?
So we have various things here. Me inclusive being one of the people that have gone through it. So some children have family battles at home. For example, family breakups, because most of the families here in Uganda, you find a family with a father who has like more than two wives. Yeah. So now the wives start fighting for positions in the family. Then they start not liking each other's wives' children. So most especially the older wife in the home. So now the younger women and all the wives can start facing different problems in the home, which leads to family breakups. And also, so that problem also goes further to family planning and etc. Because here men just think they have to produce. So a high rate of men just produce and they don't have plans for children. They don't plan for, as long as a woman is there to get pregnant, they just produce. So I feel like that is also a very big problem. Not planning for the children. Then also another big problem is poverty. Families, most families that you find with such big, I don't know if they are called expanded families or whatsoever, the right English, you find so many children, so many wives in they're almost living below the poverty line, like they are really, really very poor, who keep on, they don't have what to eat, they don't have enough space, they don't have where to farm from. So it becomes very difficult for school, for medical, for food, for everything. Now, usually when some children kind of grow, maybe say at around 10 years old, they start knowing that, if I run and I fetch water for somebody, they can give me food to eat. So at a young stage, a child starts thinking of how they can survive, even when they're not in a family. Not only boys, even girls. At a young stage, a girl thinks I can go and cook food for the other guy who makes bricks somewhere, then maybe can tip me something. At the end of the day, we get early child pregnancies. I don't know how to call it. So girls get pregnant at a very, very young age, which is out to abortion, death, and different diseases, like most especially HIV/AIDS in Uganda. So the problems keep on recurring like that. Then,
so it's more of a survival method for them, right?
Yeah. So other children, they feel kind of neglected, having the competition of love in the family, very many children from different mothers, so others feel neglected. Why me? Why don't I go to school? Others are going to school. So they find means, let me go to the streets. And you see, these children or families like these ones, they're not basically from Kampala Central, from the town of Uganda. They are from the different villages.
Okay.
So they usually think if we kind of escape away from home and go to the town, now things will, we hear there are a lot of jobs, we hear there are people that can even just give, we hear we can. So because children in the village are hardworking, you wake up at 5 in the morning, you go to the well, you sweep, you wash, you take the cattle to the grass, you do everything. So you feel like there's no job you can fail to do when you go in Kampala. So they come with a lot of pictures in the town. So that's how they end up at the streets in Kampala. Kampala is the biggest street children hub in Uganda. Most of them come and they get disappointed from the streets here. So they chose to join different peer pressure groups, different bad groups.
Okay.
I don't know how you can tell it now, like when a child comes here and they really can't get what to do, because in Kampala, we have rules. There's child labor. No one wants to give a job to a child. In the village, no one is going to follow up. You do it, you can even make bricks, you can do this. But in Kampala, because that's where a lot of rules are observed, no one will employ a child.
Okay.
So they end up at the streets not having what to do, even when they feel like they can do anything. So they decide to maybe start pickpocketing, steal phones. When you come to Uganda, be sure you have to protect your bag. Very safe. It is safe, definitely, but it is a tip that there are so many children that are looking for what to eat, because they will steal your phone that costs probably around, I don't know, maybe $300. Then they sell it at $20. Yeah, because they just want to have something to eat. So it is a huge problem for us as organizations or as charities in Uganda. The biggest problem that has refused to go away is that. But it is a question of looking down the foundations, where not just getting the children away from the streets, but going down to the roots where the problems start from. Because so many organizations have come up, like definitely Chances for Children. They pick up children, they give them a home, they give up, but men are still there. So you have basically saved some, but the problem, you have not solved the problem. So yes, you can ask me. I don't know what to. I don't want to
Okay.
speak a lot. Don't want to.
Yes. So but how do they find you? How do the children find you, or do you find them, the ones that you take into your organization? Because I'm sure there's a lot of children. So how do you determine who you're going to take in, and how do you find them?
Yeah. Now, for me, basically, I've taken really, really long without getting children from the streets because of our organization policy. We decided to stop because we want to first focus on getting self-sustainable before we get more. However, how I did it for me in the beginning, I used to go and serve food to the streets. Because when I was still on the streets as well, you were only working to just get something in your stomach. Because on the streets, that's when you can understand what is called what the word hunger means. That is why for many of us here, we don't have time for doing things like, okay, it's time for breakfast, time for lunch, time for dinner. It is just time for food. Anytime food comes, that is when you have to eat. You don't have to have dinner or lunch or something. And
So
this
it's
is why,
not, you don't have a set time. It's whenever food is provided is when people eat.
whenever food is provided is when you eat. This is where we get so many even health problems, most especially like me. I got operated of ulcers because of the streets. I've ever starved like 10 days without eating a thing. So, and our intestines get problem. And when you get a chance to eat something, you're eating something which is very, very dirty because you're picking it from somewhere. So also the organizations that have served children have like Chances for Children are facing a lot of health problems in the long run afterwards. Yeah, because of the streets. Or you use a lot of things, you're smoking in a lot of things, you're eating a lot of different things. Yeah, but I used to just go serve food on the streets. And through that activity, I could see, I got compassionate to some children that could not fight to be in the line because there are so many and we couldn't serve to all of them. So we used to say, first come, first serve, come line up in a line. Now you see the younger ones, they can't get food because they will push them away from the line. The older ones, the Massachusetts ones, they will get food. Now, so I started picking up those that I saw that every time I go, they miss getting food. I started picking them up to my mother's place, Then my mom started getting very disturbed about what I'm doing. But I also just got picked up by my mom. That is one way. But also other organizations now, like for example, we had around about 80 street children being recruited just a few months back. There is Kampala State Council Authority is doing that project together with different organizations like us. They go on the streets and collect all of them. They isolate them somewhere. They start showing them love. They test them COVID. They give them food. They recruit organizations like us to bring children to inspire them. There's life. There's another life. There is hope. So they stay around about 3-4 months. Then they start serving them in different organizations now, like Chances for Children or other organizations that have the qualities to take up children. For us, we have not taken in any more yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but so the only way you can get children, you just go there. They have leaders in their places. They have leaders. That is why, for me, it is very easy for me. If they stole a phone from you, I just ask you which place did they take it from you. Then you say, hey, I was on this kind of street, and I will just give a call because I know the leadership. I know who to contact there.
Okay.
So I can just give a call and I'll be like, hey, you took my person's phone, please bring it back. Then they'll bring it. Oh, hey, my brother, I didn't know. Okay, I'll drop it here.
So, and how old do they stay with you then? How old is the oldest one with you? And the youngest?
18,
18.
now. And our intention is to empower them till they can be also self-sustainable, to be at their own and start a life, which we think we can now empower them with skills that can help them acquire a job and also start up a life for themselves. So the only challenge we have is the school age bracket, because you get a child from the streets when they are very old for even the class they have to study in. So even when they're above 18, they're still in a lower class. So you can't let them go because they're still studying, even when they are 18 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's usually child by child. You kind of observe to see where they are as far as they're okay.
Yes. It is very terrible. You find them, they get pregnant from there. They already start having sexual intercourse at a very young age. They are using a lot of powerful drugs at the streets. Life is so difficult at the street. One day I'll have to talk about life at the street in depth. It is a life. That's why it takes me back to treasuring life. Because when you haven't tasted different things, you may take your life lightly. You think, you have not gotten something to eat for only one day or 2 days. There is no the type of meat you want to eat or the type of bread you want to eat, and you feel fed up. But for us here, you can starve. Kids are starving, and it's just by chance you get something to eat.
And this is, we didn't talk about this, but Martin came from the streets as well. And we'll go back in one of our videos and we'll talk about your experience as much as you want to talk about, because you can talk about it from your own experiences and what you had to do. And this is why I think he has a remarkable story, because he is resilient, because he got himself off the street. Well, someone took him in, but we'll get into that another time. But then he began this organization, and then someone helped you out from Monaco, and they're helping you with the financial aspect of it.
Yeah. So now think about it this way. Now, for me, we were lucky, and we got two volunteers from UK. Then they came here. They contacted me. Because for me, I hadn't studied a lot. I didn't study project management. I didn't know how to raise funds for the organization. So I was basically doing it as something I want to do, because I've been there and I want to help the children there. So we host these volunteers from the UK. They came here, I think, for 2 months. Then they connected us to another couple in Monaco who we still work with up to now. Now they are the presidents of this organization. But I wanted to mention that there are so many organizations that are not lucky like us. Yes, they are not lucky like us. And
in what way?
They don't have support.
Okay.
You see, the biggest fear, even my fear is when you now lose the support, then meaning life is kind of ending for not only me, but for also the children, because you don't have solutions. I have a number of children that we got from different some organizations when they are closing up because they don't have. But also, it was a battle. It was a battle to get them placed in different organizations. So it is just by luck that you can get people to listen and understand what is happening, and they decide to help. But there are so many. If you get a chance of coming here, you can visit and walk, and you see, you end up feeling like you can't help because the number is overwhelming. You see, yeah.
I've heard that it's an overwhelming feeling from different people, even I would say through professional people as well as movie stars and entertainers who have been there, and they said that they just want to help everyone. And I think this is what happened with Angelina Jolie. She ended up
Yeah.
adopting so
Oh,
many
bless.
children
Ah,
because you want to help, I guess, if you have the money, but you don't know where to begin because there are so many children.
yeah, it is because the organizations existing don't want to solve the problem.
Okay.
Seems like they're solving the problem by getting the children away from the streets, but you're not solving the problems where the children are coming from. That is where the organizations now have to focus more, because you can't take all the children away from the streets, but you have, if you solve the problems down, there's no child who wouldn't like to grow up in a family with the parents or with the relatives, and
Mhm.
there's no child who would prefer going to the streets if there was education at home, if there was something to eat at home. Yes, so we need to look at going back to the roots of where all this problem is coming from, than thinking, how can we go and pick the children from the streets? Because when you pick them, like I picked for Chances for Children, here they are, they have studied, they have grown up, but you see, it is by chance, it is luck that they received this kind of love, but so many of others are not receiving it.
Mhm.
And as a vision bearer, I'm looking above that. I'm looking at solving the problems from down.
Well, that's a wonderful vision for you to have.
Yeah.
So can you tell the people, we will continue these conversations on a regular basis, but can you tell the people where they can find the website if they would like to do a donation, a one-time donation or monthly donation,
Yeah.
whatever it is? I
Yeah.
find it extremely important. So if you could let
Yeah.
us know.
All for inquiries, for donations, everything goes through our Monarch office, which is handling our website, www.c4c.mc. If you want to have any questions for me or for anyone, we shall be there to answer you. If you want to make a donation, so you can go just on that website and you donate through www.c4c.mc, or you can look us up on Instagram, Chances for Children, and Facebook, Chances for Children Foundation.
Okay. And that's www.c4c.mc.
Yes, number 4.
Number 4c.mc. Okay,
Yes.
Martin, I think we will wrap it up for today, and we will continue this in another segment. Thank you so much, Martin.
You're welcome, Tammy. Thanks very much for this time. Thanks for hosting me up.
You're welcome. And we will see everyone next week. Bye for now.
Next week.
Bye for now.